Good afternoon, Ms. Jean Beatriz. I am reading the homework on page 183 about the interview. The interviewer said, Dr. Chin, your mother was an immigrant. Her family was uprooted because of war. You were saying that she came to this country under very different conditions that we have now. What was it like for her as a young girl? Dr. Chin answers, well, her experience wasn't unique in those days. When my mother came to this country from China, she was, let's see, I guess about 8 years old. She did not speak any English. When she went to school, there was not any special classes for immigrants. Immigrant students had to join the regular classes, even if they couldn't speak English. My mother said this was very difficult for her at first. The interviewer said, did she tell you what those school days were like for her? Dr. Chin answered, oh yes, she talks about it a lot now. One of the first days of school, she did not understand anything the teacher talked about. But when my mother asked a friend to explain in Chinese, the teacher became angry and told her to speak only English. Interviewer, that sounds like a lot of pressure for such a young girl. Dr. Chin answers, I am sure it was. My grandparents also wanted her to learn English quickly. They felt that it was important for her to blend in. They thought that learning English would help my mother succeed. Soon my mother felt the same way. In fact, today she doesn't speak Chinese very well at all, and she can't read or write it. Interviewer said, since then, the world has changed quite a bit. With all the new technology, it has not been difficult to travel and communicate with people all over the globe. How do you think all this affects to your family? Dr. Chin answers, that's a good question. Well, I guess we are truly part of a global economy now. People's attitudes are different in many ways. For example, attitudes about language have been changing a lot since I was young. Many people feel that it is an advantage to speak two or more languages. I can see that change when I look at my children. Interviewers say, when you look at your children, Dr. Chin answers, my kids speak English at home all their lives, but today they both attending a two-way bilingual Chinese school. That's where English-speaking children study Chinese, and Chinese-speaking children study English. So my children are Chinese American, but they learning to speak Chinese for the first time now. They like the school because all the students became very good friends. They teach each other the new language. My children help their friends learn English, and their friends teaching them Chinese at the same time. Interviewers say, how do you think it helps the kids? Dr. Chin answers, well, I really believe that in the future, knowing a second language will help my children get better jobs and well find their niche with so many different people. Interviewer: you mean sort of a multicultural society? Dr. Chin said, yes, exactly. Interviewer: so how is your mother doing now? Dr. Chin answers, well, she is doing really well. Actually, you know, she does not speak Chinese since she was a girl. So she doesn't remember how to speak it anymore. Now she wishes that she hadn't forgotten. In fact, she took language lessons recently, trying to bone up on her Chinese. Now, on page 187, on the question, like, let's say, listen to the list of words. Okay. Is international goes in the she. Language, just. Enjoy, just. Adjust, just. Measure, on a pleasure. Lecture, on the column on a child. Traditional, on she. Culture, on child. Usual, on pleasure. Punishment, on she. Special, on she. Subject, on just. Chile, on child. Television, on pleasure. Educators, on just. Occasion, on pleasure. Communication, on she. Encourage, on child. Treasure, on pleasure. Nudge, on child. Nudge again, on child. Flourish, on child column. Okay, thank you, Miss Beatriz, and have a Merry Christmas. Thank you.